Well, how's it going, everybody? It's hump day. Welcome to Wednesday. Where are we? We're at a college basketball arena. Because, you know what happens on Wednesdays? You have a bunch of college basketball games. I spoke to the representative here at George Mason. Now, I, of course, have ties to George Mason. I went to summer camp at George Mason 30 years ago and tried to be a camp counselor when I was like 11 or 12 years old, and they did not hire me. But I've been to George Mason many times. I grew up near there. So I found out that you can go to games now. And there's a game today. That's right. There's a game today between George Mason and Fordham. And I'm going to go to that game. I can buy tickets right here starting at 6 o'clock. So I'm excited. Nice to see things getting back to somewhat normal. Fantastic, right? So let's talk about the rest of the games today, and if there's anything interesting. What we're looking for is we're looking for these teams over here. These teams we think are going to beat these teams. And we have this thing called a margin over here. So this is how much better we think that team the team of reference is better than the opponent. And then these health numbers right here are injuries related to the team. So if a team is at 75%, that means that San Diego State is only at 75% operating strength. For some reason, they have some people out and injured. So does San Diego State. Northern Iowa has like a quarter of their team hurt, at least what we think in terms of production. So Drake will probably run over them, stuff like that. It's very interesting to look at how that works out historically. So other than the George Mason game, where we think George Mason is pretty much going to beat them because Fordham's not a very good team. Mason's heavily favored here. They are home also, as we can see. So anyway, that's interesting, but what else would you actually want to bet on? So there's Incarnate Word at home against Northwestern State is at plus 100. That's one where we think Northwestern State's really not very good. Incarnate Word probably wins that game. VMI is away against Western Carolina, but they're at plus 125. Actually, yeah, let's look at all the underdogs again. I was having a discussion with someone yesterday when they were like, what do you bet on? How do you, what would you tell me to bet on if you just gave me a few picks or one pick a day? What would you do? And the answer is that I would tell you to look at the underdogs, because so Arkansas Little Rock is actually not a money line game, so don't consider that one. But there's Missouri, VMI, and actually it really should include that plus 100 of Incarnate Word that is not showing, but I'll change underdogs to include things that are at even money or plus 100. So it's really VMI on the road plus 2.5 points, or just VMI to win against Western Carolina. That's probably one of the best picks of the day line-wise. Incarnate Word, even money at home. And then you can see there's a big, huge string of away teams here. One thing we know is that all these away teams, just Furman here is away against UNC Greensboro at plus 100. All these away teams are definitely not going to win. There's to see a huge string of this, of 8 of them in a row, all with margins under 8%, and look at all the away teams with margins under 13%. A lot of these teams are going to lose. So it's interesting to take maybe the home team with the points, and a lot of, especially down here, because these are all home teams right here. So taking starting at look at here's Connecticut, that's 75%. Connecticut's injured, so is Providence, but Connecticut's really injured. So taking Providence plus the 2 is maybe not a bad call there. Wow, look at Boston College at 55% against Wake Forest. That means Wake Forest is probably a really good bet on the road, actually. You can really dig down deep into all the things that you can talk about here, but I guess I'm going to send a video from the game tonight. This is the first college basketball game I've ever been to in my life. Is that right? I think so. Unless I went to one at the University of Vermont when I was there at school. And I don't ever remember doing that. I remember eating in the dining hall with Tony Osiari, who was like the star basketball player when I was there in the late 90s. But I don't remember ever actually going to a game, even though I walked through the gym 1,000 times. So this will be really fun tonight. All right. And I'll send an update. And I'm going to be on my phone betting while I'm in the stadium. Is that legal? I don't know. It's going to be fun. All right, guys. Good luck. May all your picks be doing the best they can do. I'll be back with an NHL update in the next hour or two.